Crisis negotiations between the White House and top Democrats teetered on the brink of collapse on Friday, as both sides said they remained deeply divided on an economic recovery package, and President Trump indicated he was ready to act on his own to provide relief, although it was unclear if he had the authority to do so. At a news conference Friday evening at his golf resort in Bedminster, NJ, Mr. Trump said if an aid agreement with congressional Democrats could not be reached, he would sign executive orders reinstating a national moratorium on evictions, deferring student loan interest and payments, until further notice, and enhancing unemployment benefits through the end of the year. He also said he would defer payroll taxes, retroactive from July 1 through the end of the year. If Democrats continue to hold this critical relief hostage, I will act under my authority as president to get Americans the relief they need, Mr. Trump said. Speaking in front of dozens of club members who gathered in a gilded ballroom to see him, many of them holding wine glasses and forgoing masks, Mr. Trump explained that the reporters in the room had been waiting outside for a long time, and described the back and forth he expected as always a lot of fun. The audience even had a chance to participate, booing loudly when it was suggested by a reporter that the largely unmasked crowd in the room was violating social distancing guidelines, and then cheering when the president noted that the club's members know the news is fake. The president did not specify how the deferral would work, and it was unclear if he had the authority to take such an action without approval from Congress. Payroll taxes are intended to cover Medicare and Social Security benefits and take 65% of an employee's income. Employers also pay 65% of their payrolls into the funds. The move, which would not aid unemployed workers, faces opposition from both Democrats and Republicans in Congress. The news conference came after another unproductive meeting between the administration officials and Democratic leaders, which ended with no agreement and no additional talks scheduled. Democrats, who had earlier said they would be willing to lower their spending demands to $2 trillion from $4 trillion, said the White House needed to return with a higher overall price tag, after Mr. Trump's negotiators declined to accept that offer. Republicans have proposed a $1 trillion plan. The House is Democratic, they need a majority of Democratic votes in the Senate, said Senator Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York and the minority leader, emerging with Speaker Nancy Pelosi after the meeting. Meet us in the middle, for God's sake, please, for the sake of America, meet us in the middle. Mr. Mnuchin and Mr.